For today's video, I want to talk about having patience in your games. And I have one here from On My Way to Celestial that's 31 minutes long, so this might be one of my longer videos. Please bear with me. I'm going to show you how you can time your engages and time your plans of attack to best help your team and give them the maximum benefit. So that being said, let's just jump into it. First thing I'm doing is up here in this top left corner is I'm waiting to see who comes up here so I can stop a flank before it happens. I'm not trying to go out and make anything happen. I want to get the surprise on them before they get the surprise on me. Once I see Cap go in and engage and not notice me, I get the drop on him, so I start attacking him first. Seeing a 2v1 scenario, I know I don't win that, so I just tell them, hey, I'm here, you're not allowed to be here. All I'm trying to do on defense is keep my team from dying more than I'm trying to secure a kill. I see Cap dive in, so I immediately go to counter dive in order to push him back out, and he leaves right away. Here, I'm just walking forward to anchor the cart so that way it doesn't move anywhere. I don't want to really do anything right here other than just stop the cart from moving. I don't need to dive their backline. I don't need to gauge. I don't need to chase kills. I need to just keep the convoy from moving, run out the clock, and then when the overtime happens, then I want to win a fight. You can see here there's a whole lot of nothing happening, but it's fine. As long as the cart isn't moving, I don't really care for anything to happen. I'm turning around to check on my team to make sure nobody's diving them, keep them safe, and while also keeping myself anchored to the point. When I can get free shots in to charge my ult, I take those opportunities when I can. Otherwise, I'm trying to use the convoy as cover so they're not shooting and charging ult off of me for free as well. You can see here how in the higher elo games that you get, there's a lot less going on and a lot less happening because everybody is sort of waiting for their opportunity to do something. They're waiting to catch somebody making a mistake. Seeing here, we've lost one. We're now down, which is going to put us on the defensive, and we're going to need to start backing up and giving up space soon. Cloak and Dagger's blind on Captain America hurts really, really bad, so I try to get out as soon as I can. I go back to my team and I start to stabilize so I can get healed back up and I can go back to the payload and try and stall it some more while I buy my team some time. Here, once again, I take the fight to them. I take it to the payload. When there's this many looking at me, all I'm trying to do is charge my ult up and stop the convoy from moving and make sure I stay alive. Us against the world. When you see an enemy support ult go off and you don't necessarily see yours right away, it's best to give up space because your supports might not have it yet and you might have to re-engage after they get it. Here, unfortunately, we lose another one again, so we have to start backing up and giving up space again. I'm still keeping an eye on that convoy though because I want to stall it as much as I can on Cap. Punisher against the Captain America is a great way to shoo him off of the point and stop him from stalling because he's one who can really just burst through Cap's shield and his health and make quick work of Cap. So I dip out pretty fast so I can regroup with my team. Right now, I'm not trying to do anything crazy. I'm just trying to buy time and stabilize and wait for my teammates to come back so that way I can properly engage in on them. Seeing that the enemy team is distracted, I go to stall the payload, and now I pull the attention of 3 people. This is really good for me because I'm stopping the payload and I'm pulling resources and attention off of my team who can now walk in much easier. I get back and I regroup with my team when it's no longer safe, and I'm going to try and re-engage now that my team is here.
Judge, jury, executioner!
I am ready to put on a show!
Now, the entire enemy team is distracted by my team as all these ults are going off. I already have my ult, so all I want to do is try and keep touching that payload to keep it from moving. I see that we're losing the fight, and now I'm going to ult to try and keep my teammates alive, but also keep stalling the payload as long as I can. My Bucky, Coach Mills here, was able to wait out the Luna ult, and now because he's got his ult, he's going to try and make a play. Bucky had hit the team up, but unfortunately, because I was blinded, it wasn't working, so unfortunately, we lost him. The payload got a little away from me there, but I'm never keeping my eyes off of it. I go right back to it again. I can't survive this, so I get out right away, and now I just need to regroup with my team and wait for them.
They hit a checkpoint.
We lose the point, but it's okay. We just need to back up and fully regroup so that way we can fight a 6. There's no point in trying to go back out there and stagger myself.
Now might be a good time to stop them.
If your teammates need ult charge, definitely give them that ult charge. Otherwise, if they don't need ult, you can feel free to grab a health pack. Seeing and hearing Punisher up top, I go up here to challenge him so I can push him out of this area.
I'm hurt. Better stop that vehicle.
I'm waiting to time my engage so that way I get the drop on them and I get the best chance of stalling that payload. Once I see the Punisher, I go the opposite way of the Punisher so that way I can dance around the convoy. I should have gone to the left instead of the right here. This puts me way too far in the back and way too far from my team.
Can't beat battlefield medicine.
Us against the world.
There are a lot of ults going off in here, and if I start diving into all of that, I'm going to start taking a bunch of damage in that support ult, and then my supports are going to have to worry about healing me and whoever else is already in it. So I don't actually want to be down there right now. I'm just waiting for my opportunity to go in.
Can't beat battlefield medicine.
Here I go back in once I feel that my team is properly distracting them so I can stall the payload out a little bit longer. I like to use both of my mobility moves to escape a lot of times. So a lot of times when I'm dropping in on the enemy, I'll try to avoid using both of them so that way I have them both to escape if need be.
Stop them.
So I've been having really bad connectivity issues, and right there, my game had completely lagged out and walked me onto the point for free, and I get killed for it, which is really unfortunate, but hey, internet stuff happens.
I never stay down. Sorry, soldier.
Luckily, my team ends up taking the point anyway, so now what I want to do is try and keep this magic from spawn camping anyone on my team.
Judge, jury.
You can see how quickly a DPS will run away from a tank and get out of the situation when they realize their surprise is ruined. This is a lot of times what you want to do when it comes to contesting space as a tank is you want to try and find the drop on those DPS that are trying to find a flank. They are always looking for their way to engage in on someone that's not looking at them, and a tank is really great at shooing away individual squishy targets.
I'm ready to put on a show.
And just the same as I can shoo away a DPS, she can shoo away a tank. I really misplayed this situation. I probably just should have backed up and played with my team a little bit more. I thought they were pushing forward. I thought I could go and like stall the back of the payload a little bit, but I failed.
Live to fight another day. Good thing I was here. Let's dance.
Here, even though we are down a person, we do have ultimates and I can get out there to touch, so I'm rushing at this moment. I had gone in to follow up on what my Bucky was doing because I felt like that was our win condition and I wasn't prepared for the knock up from the thing, and this keeps me from being able to go back and touch the point again. Unfortunately, they capped the point, but that happens. So now I'm just trying to back up and retreat so I can give my teammates some ult charge if they need it and get out and regroup with my team so that way we can fight as 6. Please stand still when you need to get healed by Luna. It makes it much easier for you to get healed to full faster so she can hit her shots. I had gone back to see where my team was and regroup with them, so now we can properly engage as a team instead of me going out there and fighting 1v6 and dying.
Better stop that vehicle.
Now that we're a full 6, now I can engage properly with the rest of my team. I'm not trying to run directly at them. I want to try and find a way to get around so that way I can attack from the side, but also stall the payload. I don't want to run directly at where they're able to shoot. Otherwise, I'm going to take more damage on my way in than I want. Typically, I don't slam in, but I was really close to my ult, so I wanted to use the slam to get my ult charge up. As soon as I get my ult, I pop it because at this point, I'm just trying to run the clock out as much as I can, and Cap ult is really, really good at doing that. Once my Phoenix had a great ult, it was just following up on it after that. You can see once again, I go back and I regroup with my team, and now I'm just waiting for the next fight to happen. I'm not pushing myself up too far. I'm not putting myself in danger. I'm strategically placing myself in where I want to be prepared for the next fight. That is just to get some ult charge while I wait for them to walk in. I try to follow up on Bucky's really good hook. Unfortunately, he ends up dying instead, but it's okay. Things happen. I'm just going to keep trying to stall at the payload if I can. I had heard my Loki ult and copy the Luna, so I was engaging to try and stop the convoy because I thought that he was going to ult onto the payload, and unfortunately he ulted off the payload looking at the magic in the back that I didn't know was there, so I ended up dying for it. That was just sort of a big miscommunication on our part as a team, and sometimes that stuff happens.
Live to fight another day.
Watch me. That one hurt. Don't give them another inch, or else. I like the cold.
You can see me running up here to sort of get a high ground drop onto the convoy because of the fact that we just lost another person and my team is really struggling to get out. Instead of me jumping on there immediately, I'm going to try and jump on there when I can, as late as I can, so that way I can get as much of my team out as possible.
Judge, jury, executioner!
There's not a whole lot that can happen right now with both support ults going off, so I'm just trying to prioritize staying alive. I'm using the convoy and my shield as cover. Punisher ultimate is one of the few ultimates that could burn a tank through a support ult, so I just want to wait for that thing to run out. I don't want to try and do anything crazy. I can't do much here other than just try and stall the convoy and hope that my team gets to do something, because if I try to attack the Punisher, I know I'm going to die, and I'm the only tank here, so I have to anchor onto the point and just prioritize staying alive more than anything else. Unfortunately, I do end up dying because I get hit with every bit of CC in the world. Unfortunately, they end up capping all the way to the third point, and I asked Coach Mills at this point, like, hey, can you solo mag? Because I don't think solo cap is going to work. So that way I can go Psylocke on DPS.
3, 2, 1.
There is no one better to protect you than I, little one.
Clear a path.
So immediately as we get out the gate, I'm going to go up to the top right here and see if I can't find a flank on the back line. But unlike Captain America did, I check my corners to make sure it's safe. I'm not rushing at this point because only just now is the point starting to be contested. So now I want to try and see if I can't find a way to distract or assassinate someone in the back line. But just the same as I was watching for flanks, so was Magic. I don't rush to the health pack. I don't rush my teammates. I make sure I get to a safe spot so that way they can see me, but the enemies can't. So that way I can get healed. Here, with my teammates falling down, I need to get out of here because of the fact they'll collapse in on me next. When you see your teammates fall and you know that a fight can't be taken, you just need to prioritize staying alive, and not a whole lot of interesting things can happen. Sometimes just backing up and playing safe and regrouping with your team is the right play. Seeing that the top right didn't work, I now reposition myself to the left-hand side and try to get to an off angle so I can shoot Strange in the back where his shield isn't protecting him. Here, I had noticed our Hela got a pick early. Now all I want to do is pressure the enemy as much as I can because of the fact that they're down a person. And I see Hela here where she got the pick in the top right. And because of that, now I'm just trying to pressure them and keep them to focus on me and give her an opportunity to get another pick. Seeing that now they're down both of their DPS, it means they lack any real killing potential and we just get to kill the rest of the people that are left. They ulted first, but that means that we have an advantage because our ultimate will last longer. And at this point in time, I'm just going to try and basically charge my DPS ult because of the fact that if I'm doing damage to them in the Cloak and Dagger ult, the Cloak and Dagger ult is healing them and they're not getting any ult charge off of it, but I am. And as we are forcing them to back up and as the Punisher pushes from one direction, me and Hela are in the back waiting for them to back up into us so that we can secure the kills. After the fight ends, I want to push up to start denying space from anybody who might try to walk out.
I could do what you do. You're halfway there. Keep going.
You can see there I disconnected again, but I got brought back faster this time. Here, I'm walking all the way around to flank their backline because of the fact that I know that Cloak and Dagger had ulted, and I know that Luna is the next one to have her ult, but I also know that Luna charges her ult a lot slower, so I'm going to try and use my ultimate to kill her before she gets it. Here you can see me waiting very patiently to try and see if I can't spot the Luna because of the fact that as the convoy is pushing up, I don't need to do anything else. As long as the convoy is moving and my team isn't fighting, I don't need to engage right away. I want to try and wait for the right opportunity and wait for them to push up and feel like they have to make a play and make a mistake. Once I spot the Luna, now is my chance to attack. I very specifically tried to make sure that the ultimate was mostly covering just her, so that way I could pick her off. And as you can see, she had just gotten her ultimate after she died, so it was a really, really well-timed engage by me, but also really lucky. Knowing now that they don't have a support ult and we do, and we have other ultimates, they naturally are just going to lose this engage, so I'm going to just work with my team to try and eliminate them as fast as possible. You can see how Strange was trying to rotate so that way his back was covered, but my entire team was surrounding him on all sides so that way his shield couldn't block all the damage incoming.
Out of sight.
After that, it's just a race to try and get the staggers.
We'll reach the checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
You're mine.
I have become vulnerable.
As my team pushes them one direction, I take an alternate off angle to try and catch someone by surprise. And as soon as I get my pick, I don't get greedy, I get out. As long as they are down a man, they can't fully fight as 6. So this is a huge advantage for me as long as I stay alive. You can see here that after Drax took the advantage and killed the other support, now they're all backing up completely to their spawn so that way they can walk out as 6. During that time, I walk up to see where they're at. When I see that no one is there, I decide to back up and put myself into position to get the flank for the next fight.
You're halfway there. Keep going.
Remember, whenever you're trying to catch someone by surprise, you always want to put yourself someplace where you can stand perfectly still so you can use your third-person camera to see who's the last person to walk forward so that way you can engage without being seen. Your footsteps in this game are really, really loud. So even if you're wiggling behind cover in place, you're making a lot of noise. So try not to do that.
It's clobbering time!
The moment I hear the enemy team ult, that means it's my time to engage and get back in there as fast as I can. So I hit my cloak, so I run faster.
By the eye of
I am ready to put on a show.
Now, at this point, they had major ult economy, so it's not a surprise that we lost this fight so quickly. But now that I know that, I've immediately just put myself into position, and I'm just going to sit here and wait patiently for the next fight to happen.
Here they come now.
Get that vehicle moving again.
Once I know my team is re-engaging with them and they've got their attention, now I'm going to walk up and try and flank.
Us against the world.
I go up and I try to attack and shoot them and build my ult charge and see if I can't get a quick pick. But also once a lot of them turn towards me, I back out and I retreat again. So that way I stay safe. Playing to live is the most important thing. And then once my team re-engages again with ultimates, now I'm walking back up to see if I can't catch anyone by surprise. Seeing that the Punisher is isolated away from his support ult, I go to try and get the drop on him so I can secure a kill. He was waiting for me, and luckily I got him before he got me, so it worked out in my favor. Here you can see I'm not rushing out to rejoin my team because of the fact I don't want the enemy to look at me because one shot and I'm dead. So I'm playing very, very slow as I wait to get healed. I don't need to rush in to try and attack the cloak. I'm confident that Coach Mills has got this. I'm just playing safe until I get healed up. Once again, when you've won the fight and you know another fight's about to happen, put yourself into position so that way you can get the drop on the enemy.
Almost there. Don't turn back now.
Here you can see me poking because I'm just trying to build my ult as fast as I can.
Heads up, hostiles. Judge, jury, executioner!
I was putting myself into position so that way I could ult their backline because I knew that they didn't have support ults, but I ended up getting frozen in the process.
Hits the ground.
Luckily, they didn't calm, or I don't know, but they should have turned around and deleted me. But luckily, since they didn't, I get to ult their backline for free, as well as Punishers here applying damage as well. Without supports, it's just clean up from here.
point. Keep up the momentum.
Once again, after you've won a fight, you want to try and push up and take space. That way you deny it from the enemy. I'd heard the res station, so that's why I'm walking forward to go look for it. I sit around a corner and I wait with my third-person camera to make sure that the last person has walked out of spawn. And seeing it's Star-Lord, I'm waiting for him to pass by so I can get the res station. Unfortunately, I didn't wait long enough, so he ended up coming back down to try and contest me, but luckily I got the res station and now I'm just leaving.
It has been disarmed. Step aside. Healing.
Now that I've already got the res station, I'm not going to put myself into position to try and flank the backline because there's no need. As long as that convoy is moving, then I'm happy. But what I like about this corner here is now that I've backed up into it and I've grabbed the health back, Strange is trying to shield the damage incoming so he can walk forward to try and stop the convoy. I'm shooting him in the back so that way he'll back up and give up space for the convoy to keep moving. And then once my team properly engages, then I'll try to find a more high priority target.
Lovely. Here they come now.
Don't let anything
Once the convoy starts to move up, I try to take a higher angle so that way I can try to get the drop on the enemy, but Magic is here denying that space.
stand in your way.
This is real firepower!
I can't really kill anything with the rocket ult up, so I try to take out the rocket ult, but I'm not able to do it on my own and my team is falling over, so we just basically lose this fight from ultimates, which is fine.
My light
Get
cannot be
that
seen.
vehicle moving again.
You're mine.
I'm trusting my tank to walk down main and pull attention, and I am going to take a separate off angle. I take that off angle to also shoot the tanks in the side to apply pressure, but also to build my ult charge when I'm that close.
I am ready to put on a show.
I had heard Dr. Strange up top, and that's the reason why I had dashed in with my team to try and keep an eye on him to try and stop the Eye of Agamotto.
By the eye of Agamotto!
When I heard the Eye of Agamotto go off, I hit tab and I quickly saw that my supports didn't have any ultimates to counter it, so I jump in onto the Strange in order to use my offensive ultimate as a defensive ultimate to shut down the tanks. It's not as good as a defensive ultimate as we still end up losing Loki, but it still ends up securing 2 kills, which is a net positive for us.
Yes, and I will.
When Captain America's ultimate was going off, I wasn't going to be able to kill him through it, so I immediately changed my focus and priority onto the rocket.
3. Center stage.
Once his ult runs out, it's much easier to kill him.
Have to take Cap down. There is no one better to protect you than I, little one.
So close. This is your big
Once again, as my team pushes main, I try to find a separate angle to try and flank.
chance. Down to 30 seconds. A nice deep freeze.
Hearing people up top, I go to try and contest that area and keep my Hela alive. And unfortunately, she ends up dying, but we do get 2 picks for it. So once again, net positive, so I'm okay with this.
You're amazing. I wish I could do what you do.
I knew Star-Lord had ult, so I was trying to look to see where he was. And the moment that he ulted, I immediately dashed to safety, so that way I could try and prioritize staying alive. And so that way my supports could prioritize keeping everyone else alive instead. Once again, you see me here just sort of poking at the Strange, whose back is facing to me as I'm protected in cover from the Star-Lord.
Behold, that child!
You'll have to keep fighting.
I didn't didn't want to jump down there and end up fighting the magic while she's ulting, so I'm waiting for a proper time to engage and see where someone steps and makes a mistake out of place.
This is real firepower!
With the rocket ult going off, once again, I can't really kill stuff through the rocket ult, but I can use my mobility to get myself to a high ground advantage where I can shoot that rocket ult for free. Once I see that the Hela turns onto the rocket ult and I know she can destroy that, I go to destroy the teleporter from Star-Lord so that way he can't use it. And if he's expecting to use it, hopefully he'll die. I get my pick and I get out. At this point, you just want to try and kill the enemies as they come out one at a time as fast as you can.
Enemy in front of us.
You're mine. You're amazing. I wish I could do that like you. Double KO.
And luckily, you can see I had enough time to build my ultimate, which made it very easy to clean up the tanks at the very end.
You have my full.
The current score is 3-2-3.
You can see there on offense, there was a lot of times where I was sitting around sort of doing nothing while I waited for my team. Timing your engages properly is crucial to winning team fights. So you don't want to rush in there too soon and you don't want to rush in there too late. Finding that right timing takes practice, but the more you practice it, the more you'll be aware of it and the easier it'll get.
Turn to my world once more.
I'm invited to Avengers Towers.
Here on offense, the idea of going to the left worked last time, so I immediately try to repeat that to see if I can't repeat the results.
A nice deep breath.
As I go to the left, Hela goes up to the right, and you can see Magic and her dueling up there. Once again, as I rotate and I take that off angle, I'm applying pressure to the Strange where the enemy team can't see me, but my team can see me, so I can apply that pressure to Strange to force him to back up and make space for the convoy to move. Punisher immediately tries to deny me from that space, but he has to back up as his Strange is backing up as well. Hearing the magic on that side, I immediately turn to look at her. She hits me with a shot, so I get out and I retreat with my team. Remember, when you're trying to off angle as a DPS, you're trying to use the element of surprise to try and get a quick pick. When your element of surprise is ruined, you just kind of want to back out and try and find a different route to take.
Down to 30 seconds.
Sayonara.
Once again, as I hear magic still on the left, I go to try and contest that space and shoo her away.
For the big finish.
And once she knows that she lost the element of surprise, she leaves as well.
I'm halfway there.
Psylocke's mobility is her best asset, not just for doing damage, but for putting yourself into a better location. And the high ground advantage, I'm not taking damage if I'm standing next to my team, so I'm requiring less resources and I can apply better damage to the enemy team. You can see here too, I'm waiting for the right time to engage and not too soon and not too late. I'm trying to apply pressure, but also seeing if I can't get someone low enough that I can get a quick kill.
Final 10 seconds.
At this moment in time, I don't really like my positioning standing near my team. I'm not getting a whole lot of value from it, but I can see Hela over there preparing to get more value from where she's standing. This is one of the very least optimal places that you can stand as a DPS when it comes to applying damage, because the tanks want you to shoot them, right? If I'm shooting their tanks and they're shooting my tanks and we're healing our tanks and they're healing our tanks, there's not a whole lot of efficiency going on here. And whoever gets their ultimates first is essentially going to be the one that wins that fight.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Unfortunately, our Hela gets picked, and in this situation, it's really, really bad, putting us in a 5v6 with a rocket ult up, so I want to prioritize staying alive as much as I can.
This is real firepower!
Once again, I put myself up to a high ground advantage, and up here, I can see the rocket ult. I know that Loki is ulting, so he can contest the payload while I destroy the rocket ult.
Judge, jury, executioner! the eye of Arkham.
Unfortunately, I'm not able to destroy the rocket ult, and I can't really do a whole lot because as long as Luna's contesting the point, it's fine. But if I was standing down there with her, I would have been hit by the Eye of Agamotto. Here now, this is very, very crucial. I am trying to stall out the clock as long as I can, and I don't want to rush too soon because of the fact that I want to make sure I'm alive so that way I can buy my team enough time to portal to me. Luckily, I saved both my dashes, so I dash to try and dodge as much of the incoming fire as I can, and while also contesting the payload. And at that same time, very luckily, Luna pops out of a portal with her ultimate to keep me alive.
I am ready to put on a show.
I had dashed upward to avoid the damage, and I ended up popping through the portal. You can see here, I've been holding on to my ultimate for a while, and I've been doing that because of the fact that once our Luna ulted, their Luna ulted as well. So I'm trying to time it so that way her ult runs out so I can get the maximum benefits out of this ultimate. I probably should have waited a little bit longer until the Captain America ult had run out as well, but with Darkchild going on, I thought it might also be used as a way to sort of stop Magic from engaging in on my team and securing kills. Luckily, Strange had the right idea and timed his ultimate really, really well, and I was able to help him clean up the picks that he got.
Of course we'll help you. Double KO.
Once again, you see me here trying to get the supports, but I'm also trying to prioritize my survival. Especially in overtime, you do not want to die. When you have the numbers advantage, you want to try and take advantage of that as fast as you can and try and stagger the enemy as much as you can.
Out of sight. Almost there. Don't turn back now.
Resist your dark side.
You can see I'm not rushing to do anything as I know that they're going to try and portal, so I'm not trying to chase down anyone else. I'm trying to make sure that I push people away, I get staggers, but also I wait patiently near the payload in case they were to TP onto the point.
A nice deep freeze. Into the grand finale.
This is real
Checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
Luckily, even though they rocket ulted, we managed to secure the checkpoint. And when you have control over the objective, that's what you want to do when another team is trying to retake the objective. To retake an objective, that means that it puts the enemy team on the offense, which means you have a better chance of catching them making a mistake. So as long as you have control over the objective, you really want to wait patiently for the enemy team to make a mistake. And there, since they were rushed as they were trying to keep the convoy from capturing the first point, we were able to take them out one at a time.
Perhaps you are the leader you claim to be, Magneto.
Once again, you can see that after we took the first point and their team was regrouping, our team was pushing up to prepare for the next fight and catch them by surprise. Here I could see that my ult was really close, so I decided to poke to try and build my ult charge up while also seeing that my Doctor Strange was getting into position to make a play.
You're halfway there. Keep going.
Knowing that they didn't have support ults, I was just going to charge my ults off the tank so that way I could build my ultimate up and make a play. But before I could even do that, Doctor Strange had made an even bigger play and absolutely secured this fight for us.
I am ready to put on a show. Almost there. Don't turn back now. It's the grand finale.
Here, their Luna ulted and our Luna counter ulted. I already have my ult charged to full. I don't want to go out there and take damage and possibly die through the Luna ult. I want to get them by the element surprise. So here, since I don't need to do anything, waiting patiently for the Luna ult to run out so I can use my ultimate is the best thing for me to do right now.
I'm hurt.
Luckily, I had also known that Rocket was the one to use his ult last on the point, so I figured he might not be fully ready to use his ult yet. And now without supports, once again, it's just easy cleanup.
Bullets vested again by spell work.
The vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum. You need me.
Our enemies are near.
And here, once again, as long as the convoy is moving forward, then I'm happy. And I don't want to rush out there and end up trying to take an ego duel and get myself killed and put my team at a disadvantage. So I'm waiting, especially with how many ultimates we have, to try and see if we can't make a play on them once they go to contest the point.
Judge, jury, executioner!
And here, once again, with all these ultimates going off, I don't want to go out there and risk dying or risk needing resources from my team when they could better be used to try and keep the rest of my teammates alive. So I am just waiting patiently for the right time to engage and trusting that my team will do their best to try and survive this ultimate exchange. And once again, once I see my Strange make another huge play, that's my sign to go in and help him clean up these kills.
What is
Double kill. That's 3.
I unfortunately forgot about the Punisher and ended up dying to him.
I don't give up so easily. Sayonara.
Luckily, because our spawn is closer than theirs, we can make it back to the point faster, and Coach Mills did a really great job contesting the point that entire time.
That's it. Don't let anything stand in your way.
Once again, hearing footsteps, my first instinct is just try and deny the play that's about to happen from the magic.
A nice deep freeze.
Shall we, my mechanical friend? Get in there.
Seeing that Punisher was up there and seeing my Strange fly up, I went up there to try and help him contest that space and hopefully secure a kill. And if he's looking at me, that means he's not looking at the Strange.
By the eye of Agamotto!
The current score is 5.
Unfortunately, we end up stepping off of the point, but it's okay. We pushed it really, really far for overtime. Here on defense, once again, I'm starting in the top left to try and make sure that nobody takes this route to flank my team.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I see magic, so I go to try and see where she's going to head.
I suck. Better stop that vehicle.
Seeing that she dashes away, I'm hearing the wet footsteps of Namor, so I know he's below me.
All I have are ravens.
Once again, you can see how I wasn't trying to duel the Namor in the room. I was just trying to deny him from flanking my supports. As my team is collectively just taking too much damage, we're backing up to give up space temporarily so we can regain our health and try and take a better fight.
Enemy in front.
Seeing that Wolverine had made a huge mistake and he blew his passive early, I took it as my opportunity using both dashes to get a quick execute on him.
Subjects are tenacious.
At that point, Namor ended up flanking my backline and ended up getting a pick, so I go to try and contest the space so he doesn't do it again.
Only 60 seconds left.
Unfortunately, I'm met with magic and she forces me out.
Get in there. By the eye of Agamotto.
I tried to dash up to get away, but it was a really good Strange ult. And at that point, we were just basically trying to hold the convoy down and we weren't trying to do anything, but the enemy team made a play and it ended up working out in their favor.
Too many of them for my liking.
In these moments, I have this bad habit of always trying to get out alive, and I think in those instances, when I see that my team all got wiped out, realistically, I should just be dying faster so that way I can rejoin with my team at the same time.
I have reawakened.
Better stop that vehicle! They hit a checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop them.
We tried to make a portal play to get back onto the point and touch at the last second. Unfortunately, we were off by just a little bit. So knowing that we had messed that up, it's best just to back out and try and take a better fight, especially because of the fact that with this little time left on the clock, all we got to do is just win one more fight. So let's take a really good fight instead of a bunch of bad fights.
Final 10 seconds!
Watch your back. Get in there.
Better stop that vehicle! You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
Once again, you don't normally find me standing next to my tanks too often just trying to pump damage into the enemy tanks, but the one I am trying to do it is when I'm trying to lower my cooldowns or build my ult up. With my ult being so close to 100% there, I wanted to get it so that way it was ready for overtime.
Us against the world.
I am ready to put on a show!
Here, once again, as the ultimates were going off and nothing was going to die, I dashed up to get to a better position away from my team and away from all of the damage. So that way I could prepare for what was going to happen when the support ults ended. Hearing that Strange had ulted, I knew that once again, it was going to be a great opportunity to clean up the kills.
Not bad for a trickster.
And just like that, we win the game. A lot of times players make the mistake of feeling like they always need to be doing something. They feel like they always need to be shooting or they always need to be moving. There's a time and place to do everything. What you're trying to do is synergize with your team by either following up on their distraction or following up on their ultimates, or even synergizing your ultimates together. You're trying to time your engages so either you get the drop and the surprise on someone so you can get a quick and easy kill, or you're trying to time your engages so that way you're applying damage to the same target at the same time. It makes it very difficult to heal through. It's a lot easier to secure kills by timing those engages properly with your teammates, either by communicating or just seeing what they're about to do and following up on it afterwards. A lot of times as you climb, you're going to get better and better at noticing when your team is going to engage and expect what's going to happen. And you'll just naturally be able to follow up on what they're going to do without communicating. And just as much as you get better and better about being able to predict what the enemy is going to do, you get better and better about predicting what your teammates are going to do as well. And I know it's super tempting to constantly be shooting and constantly be moving and constantly doing something, but in this game, the element of surprise is huge in winning team fights. So be patient and be ready for those right times. Anyway, that's all I got for this one. Hopefully you found it useful, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Thanks.